Hey guys, it's Meg and I am here for Maker Mornings with Meg in the afternoon. So I'm sorry to throw you off today. Hopefully maybe you saw the post that I put on my LovenStamps Facebook page this morning that said we're gonna meet at 1:30 in the afternoon Central Time instead of 9:30 a.m. Anyway, I had my first mammogram, kind of delayed. I should have probably gotten it before, but anyway, I totally forgot. And so it all went splendidly, no problems. Remember to schedule yours if you need one sometime soon. And anyway, then I couldn't be here this morning to do our video. But today, this time is actually really good timing because we are going to talk about the things that are on the last chance list. So if you can't wait for me to talk about them, you can check the video description right now. The list is linked there and you can download it. There's two different versions. There's a Excel that is sorted like different tabs. If you like Excel, make sure you look across. There are different ways it's sorted. And there's a PDF that's a bunch of different pages. It's actually not that long of a list, but it's in sections. And so it's organized different places in the different pages. It's a really, really good way to look at that list. So morning, I guess it's afternoon. So weird. Afternoon, guys. Hi, Cindy and Cheryl and Julie and Trish and Debbie and Vicky and Cindy and Lori, and I'm so glad you guys are here. So, hey Jenny, glad that you found us in the afternoon. So something just a little different. Tomorrow morning we'll be back to our regular Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Central Time. So who knows, maybe we'll catch some people this afternoon. New list, shopping begins at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, which is in half an hour from now. So I'm going to run through some of that with you. I'm going to show you a project that features, I said my top 10 favorites on that list. And then we will get a chance to see some of those things in action. So, hey, Lori and Carol. All right, you guys ready? So the first thing that I picked when I was trying to decide what to do was I grabbed a stamp set and something to go with it. So for our stamp set, the Friendly Flamingo stamps will be retiring. And I used these one time kind of recently to do a really cute card. And oh, did I mention I have like maybe 25 cards here to also show you during our video. So let's see, where's my flamingo card? Here's my flamingo card. There it is. If you want to check it out, there's a link in the video description to a playlist that includes a whole bunch of retired pieces. But you can see that this is a really fun stamp set. We're going to use a totally different look for our card today. And to go with it, we are going to use the Love You Always Specialty Designer Series paper, which has these amazing foil flowers on it and comes in a package with 3 different colors. And both the Love You Always paper, there's the 3 different colors you can see, and the flamingo dies are 50% off starting at 1 o'clock. So that's my first of the things that I don't want you to miss out on in the fantastic retiring product list. Okay, you guys ready to get stamping? I'm gonna flip our camera down and we're gonna move forward. So there's 2 of our top 10. So 2 of the 10. So I'll try and keep count as I go along, which is to say that I'm terrible at that. So I'm not gonna keep count, but maybe you guys can help me. Okay, so we have our top 10. 1 is this Love You Always foiled paper. The other is the dies here that are retiring. So for our card, we're actually going to use this as our card base. I know that seems like crazy, but when you can get the whole package of paper for $7.50, you actually get a lot of paper in this set. It's 4 sheets each of the 3 different colors. So I just cut this to 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm going to fold in half, and this is going to be our card base. All right, so what to put on this? I wanted to next grab my foil sheets. They come in the 3 colors to coordinate with these. So here are those 3 foil sheets, and they are really gorgeous too. So I just cut a piece of foil to go right here across the top. And that paper is also retiring and also have for that retiring paper. Sorry if I jumped out for a second. Okay, so we have that. Then I thought that it really needed a layer underneath to really help the pieces pop up. And so I grabbed Polished Pink because it's one of the new in colors. So I didn't have it the first time I used this paper, and because it is a great color for flamingos. So we're gonna slide this under here, and I just cut it just 1/8 of an inch bigger on all the sides. And so we have, I know, can you see me in the reflection? Hi! So we have our polished pink layer to go on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach that. Now, if you remember this paper from when I've used it before, it has a tendency to curl because it's got a really cool surface on it. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and use Seal Plus to make sure that it stays down where I want it, okay? So we've just layered that on there, and then this is gonna go here, but I'm not gonna layer this yet because we have an element that we're going to add. Okay, so let's get to our stamping. So I have my flamingos here, and I am going to grab a piece of basic white cardstock and pop this here. Set this out of the way a little, and I'm gonna go ahead and stamp our flamingo here. So this set of dies is kind of a cool one because it has both the dies that match the flamingo, and it has the dies that match or that cut out silhouettes. So we're gonna use both for our card, and I also want our vine here. Let's see, so bringing our dies in, you can see, oh, where's my large flamingo die? You can see that I sometimes have a mess on my surface, and okay, so this is gonna go here, and we're gonna cut this out, and then I have the other die that's gonna cut this flamingo out, and I want to show you just really closely. Can you see the detail in the way this flamingo stamps? Check out the color that is in his feathers. So he's not really just a line image. He is like a line and coloring image. He's really pretty. And so through the magic of television, I have these two elements here. I'm gonna stick this in here so I don't lose it. These two elements that are ready to add to our card, okay? So these guys are gonna sit on here on top of our sort of mirrored piece like this. And this one is gonna get special treatment, so we're gonna hang on to that. And I wanted to show you another couple of samples of these papers. So these are a little bit different color scheme. This was one that I did as a Valentine with that Love You Always Sweet, and you can see I used the peach paper instead of this one that's the pink and the purple, but really pretty, and also on the retiring list. And then also this card, which I stamped as a Valentine, and I used the retiring hearts dies that are in the catalog, and they are discounted. They're not 50% like the flamingos, I think they're like 10%. And this is actually one of my favorites from the catalog. So, but I did use the same paper. So this is the foil sheets that we're using today, and these Love You Always specialty paper. And we're gonna come back to these charms. So there's some other things for you. Now, to add to our background, I'm going to use this die, which has just sort of that flamingo shape. And I'm going to cut him from polished pink cardstock, and I'm going to cut him 3 times. So I have 3, we have a flock of flamingos that we're building here. And those are our 3 flocks. Does 3 flamingos make a flock? I just put my fingers in my ink pad, so. Good thing I have my handy dandy chamois, so I can just sort of blot those off. Okay, so we have our flock here. I am going to go ahead and set this aside. We'll come back to that. And I am going to start to put our flamingos together on our paper. So I have this layer here, and our flamingos are kind of gonna go in the background here. And then I want to have this one flamingo that really kind of stands out, and he is gonna fit over here like this, okay? So our card's gonna come together kind of like this, except I need these guys to be a little taller because we have another element that's gonna come on here. So let me get these a little closer to settle. There we go. All right, so those guys are in the background. Now I'm gonna start attaching these, and I want them to be flat. So I can use my multi-purpose liquid adhesive, or I could use Seal Plus or Seal. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and use Seal. Remember when I put things like this together, I often like to just do one at a time so that I can position them where I want them. Okay, so much for that one at a time. It kind of like flew everywhere. And then the next one I think is gonna go just a little bit lower. So maybe something like that. And then this last one here is going to go just a little bit higher. What do you guys think? Do you like our flock so far? Go like that. Okay, then I'm gonna set this guy on and see how I like it. Yep, okay, we're coming together, all right? So we have kind of our flock in the background. Now, these pink flowers, or pink branches, are also going to be handy for our card. I'm gonna go ahead and cut them. So instead of having one long vine like this, which feels a little out of place, I wanted this to look like little plants. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trim in so that the top of this plant, can you see how that came together? Looks like just a little, it looks like it's just the top of the little vine, okay? So that leaf there becomes the top. And then we have the next one, and then we have the top. So now I have these little images, which are gonna go on here. And I'm going to pop some multi-purpose liquid glue on the back of this and go ahead and stick these on. Now, this glue doesn't grab instantly, so I'm going to pop a block on top of them so that they have a good chance to go ahead and grab. And with this glue, you want to be careful. Once you've set your element down, you don't get to move it because it will leave a smudge on the glue will leave a smudge on the mirrored paper. And so it'll be really obvious if you have a glue smudge there. So make sure you're deliberate about where you go ahead and put those down the first time so that they are in a good spot. So, all right, and then this one here. Okay, so we have our pieces there with a block holding them down. I have the peach pieces on here actually because I'm getting my peach cards ready for the month of June. That's gonna be my feature for LovenStamps tutorials. Okay, so I've got the leaves. You can see that they grabbed pretty well by now. And our flamingo here. Now, I really want him to stand out because the greeting that I'm gonna use here is this stand tall and stand out on the front of our card, which I love as a sentiment. There's, you know, happy birthday, just be you, you're outstanding, lots of good things on here. But I really liked that one. So I've got that mounted. And to really make it stand out, I am going to go ahead and put it on a piece of Whisper White cardstock and then stamp it in black so that it just is a nice vivid contrast to what we are the rest of our card. And I smudged that, so let's try that again. There we go. Okay. And then I'm gonna use my trimmer to trim that. It's always risky to cut something, or at least for me. I don't do really well cutting something long and narrow with my scissors. I tend to get that in an odd place. So there we go. Okay, so I've got this cut. And then this little tiny line here, no problem, I can do with my scissors, although easier clearly to cut from this side than trying to wedge my scissors in there. All right, so we have our greeting, and then I want to have this kind of layer across here. So I have our flamingo in the front and our stand tall and stand out. And then I thought, you know what, this flamingo is really cool, but I think we can make it stand out even more. And to do that, I'm going to, let's see, cut it from a piece of vellum. And let's see if I can find my die here, which I didn't do ahead of time. So maybe we'll do this card without the vellum because I can't find my die. And I'll show you the vellum version also, and you guys can decide which one you like better. How's that? Okay, so back to our card. We're gonna go ahead and put these pieces together, but I do wanna add one other thing to this, and this is another from my top 10 list. This is the snail mail twine that is retiring, and it is on let's see, 50% off list too. So here's the suite. And not only is the twine retiring, but those cute little resin heart embellishments are going to be 50% off in a few minutes. Are we getting closer? Yep, 15 minutes. And the snail dies are also going to be 50% off. So good things to consider adding to your list too. And let's see, I have some cards for those to show you. So here was one of those. Oh, and actually this features the little note cards here that are also going to be half price. So there's that one. There's this one, which featured that little envelope die. So honestly, these snail dies include the envelope and the word bubble, which are, and the little heart, which are top-notch things to have for all kinds of different processes. And this postage die cut here is also included in there. So really, the snail mail dies are great ones to get. And this was a, oops, can you see it? Yeah, there you go. A DSP card-based card. So those, oh, and the little resin hearts there. So lots of fun features there. Okay, so anyway, this is the twine from that suite, and I'm going to add it to our project kind of around here. I want it to be sort of at the same level as our greeting. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this around twice. Oh, maybe I wrapped it 3 times. Okay, and then I'm pinching it on the back. So my hand is kind of holding the pieces there. I'm gonna trim this edge. Let's see, I don't want it to stick past the end of my card. That would be unnecessarily difficult. And then I'm gonna grab sort of one of my favorite tricks here that I just cut my card, is to take the edges of Stampin' Dimensionals and use those to kind of adhere string where you want it to go, okay? So this is gonna kind of go together like this. And while we're at it, let's grab some other dimensionals, and we'll pop some on the corners here to pop up our card. Sometimes I do one extra in the middle to pop these up. It's so strange to be seeing you guys in the middle of the day. I just thought this time would be good to sort of make the most of that retiring list, which is gonna debut here in a moment. So again, if you're looking for the retiring list, you can get it right now in this video description. I've posted it there, and you can get the PDF version, or you can get the Excel version. And you can scroll around in those to get like the different features and their different things highlighted and so forth. So you can kind of make the most of your choices. Okay, then we'll come back to the heart charms. We're gonna go ahead and add our bird in here now. And I'm gonna pop this one on a Stampin' Dimensional or 2. Let's see, I think I need some mini Stampin' Dimensionals actually for our birdie here and our birdie here. And this card definitely works with that stand out, stand tall greeting, because we have some mega brightness going on here with our polished pink and all of our foil. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this there. So he's kind of in the foreground and our other friends are here in the background. And then I'm gonna pop this greeting on here like this. And for that, I'm just gonna put some Seal Plus here on one end so that it's gonna stay where we want it. And then I might pop a Stampin' Dimensional here on the back of the other end so that it's not just flailing around, it's actually kind of staying there where we want it to. Okay, now we are kind of moving along here, but I want to add one of these heart charms, which are also 50% off. So another thing to add to our top 10 list. And this is gonna go kind of right here to finish off our card. And I love the way that, oops, metallic kind of features there too. So you could use the multi-purpose liquid glue for this, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab a couple of the mini glue dots here, and I'm just gonna, I like to just sort of roll them in half, like sort of roll them like taco or burrito or taquito style, and that is not sticking, there we go, sticking to our heart, there we go. And so that's gonna just secure that there without any extra work or waiting. Okay, so that is going to pop there. Okay, so there's our front, but we clearly need to decorate the inside of this fabulous card, which is going to come in. I brought in a piece of the blush Blushing Bride cardstock. And this one, I'm gonna go ahead and stamp on with this greeting, which says, hope your day is as amazing as you are. So you could use this card for anything. You could, the stamp set has a lot of different greetings in it. You could put underneath it, if you wanted to, you could stamp happy birthday under there. You could kind of go with a lot of different choices. But I'm gonna decorate the bottom, and this element is kind of a fun one for it. So I'm gonna open up my polished pink pad again, which is what we've used here on the front of our card. And I'm gonna stamp some plants here kind of down at the bottom. And I'm just gonna vary my height a little bit so that there's some that are up and some that are down, and that gives us, you know, sort of makes the most of our same stamp set and gives us some variety to our look. So then this, I'm going to grab some Seal Plus, and because this designer series paper is white on the inside, a white on the back of it. This is the specialty paper, remember, because we just folded that in half to make our card base. This is a great contrast in color. So we have a color here to go with our white. So there is the inside of our card. All right. So there is a really fun version of it. Okay, I promised you a version with vellum to highlight our flamingo. So here is that one. And let's see, can you kind of see the vellum is peeking out behind? It's really subtle. So I think you could go either way with it, with or without. I don't know if you guys have a strong feeling about which one. Okay, but I promised you a bunch more cards. So I think I've only showed you like 4 extra cards in addition to the one that I demoed. So let me bring my basket in here and I will start showing you some other things. So from this same suite, because remember at 2 o'clock Central Time, 1 o'clock Mountain Time, the 50% and the retiring list are gonna go live. And those things are gonna be while supplies last. So this paper here was also one of my favorites this year. This is from the same Love You Always suite that the rest of our flamingo card was from, just a little bit different color scheme. So polished pink is much brighter than the rest of this suite was originally. And also brighter were these 2 cards that I did using the Stampin' Blends alcohol markers. So these guys here. So this paper, these flowers were not stamped. These flowers were cut from this designer series paper. So this is also retiring, this True Love paper. So if you liked this look, make sure you remember that True Love. Also from the True Love sort of suite, or is this black and white paper here, and there is another little heart charm for you. And this card was by Janice Waitman, and this ribbon that she's used here that's so pretty is also going to be retiring and half price. Okay, so there's another idea for you. This one features is Liz Young, and it features the lips punch, which is on the, oops, my cards are flipping over. A couple pages more, here we go. And it is also half price, so it's $9 if that's one that you're interested in adding. This was Julie Davison's card. And that lips punch is kind of a lot of fun to have for different kinds of things, or sealed with a kiss or whatever. So that is a nice one to add. And you could get the stamps to go with it. You could also just use the punch. So there's some more ideas for that. Let's see. Oh, and I showed you my, this card that I absolutely loved using the, many hearts dies. So they're going to be 10% off if you didn't add them, when I suggested, last spring, but they're retiring and they're going to be on sale too. Back to this page here. This is the, Snail note card. So I use this as a card base instead of, as a note card. So totally different use, but this, little set of cards are going to be $5, so they're half price, and it makes 10 little cards, so that's kind of neat. They're sort of Valentine-y themed, but really, I mean, they're pretty colors. You could use them for lots of things. Okay, moving on, the kangaroo dies. I have a kangaroo card here. Where is it? Well, I had a kangaroo card. I swear I did. Okay, well, I don't have it here now, I guess. Wherever the kangaroo card is, its dies are going to be half price too. So they'll be $12.50, which makes them kind of a fun deal. Then let's see, the hydrangea stuff, some of that's retiring. The florals, wrapped flowers dies will retire. And those dies, which made this fabulous card, which is in that video playlist that's in the link, the video description here, these dies are going to be half price too. So a good time to add that. And this one's kind of fun. It has lots of extra little greenery in it. So if you don't have a lot of leaves and things, little special leaves, those are a great one to think about adding to your collection. So the curvy versus dies are going to be, the curvy dies are going to be half price also. And then we get to the garden, dandy garden page. And there's a bunch of things in here. One of my favorites of which, okay, I know I found these cards here, are these cards and envelopes, which I actually used last month for one of our projects. And so these cards and envelopes that come just like this, these are so pretty, and they are also half price. So they actually come without all the stuff on the front. It's just a plain card, but then an envelope that has some fun stuff on it. And there were a couple different videos there. These ladybugs are also retiring. They're also gonna be half price. So think about adding some of those to your collection. Let's see, I have some more ladybugs here. Here's another ladybug card. I love the way they go with the dragonflies and so forth. The cards are gonna be half price. The pieces here of the die cut paper half price, and the green braided trim, which I super adore. This guy is also going to be half price, and this is a great one, especially if you're doing a lot of masculine projects. This is a great one to add to your supply set. It's just really kind of a pretty staple, and it's almost like a neutral because that green is so dark, so really pretty. Mossy Meadow. All right, so let's see, do I have any more? Oh, I do have some more. So these were other color scheme cards that feature those ladybugs. And then this was another one using fine art floral paper that's gonna retire, and those little ladybugs there, so. All right, now moving on. I think that I skipped over some pages actually. There's some other things here, retiring. These acetate sheets are so pretty and also half price. Some half price dies there on Tranquil. Some half price stickers. There's our beloved Flamingos. And then let's see. Oh, the sharks. I have some shark cards to share with you. These are cards. Let's see. This one is by Karen Titus, and she used the shark there. This one is by Robin Carden, and she used just a little baby shark. And this wave border here, and she used it kind of upside down, well, right side up, upside down. You can see she used the inverse of it so that the waves would be kind of behind, and that is a great thing to add to this. And to go with that, there was a really cute bubbles project that I did. It was a Valentine, and I'll show you that. Here's one more shark. This is Tammy White's card, and that really cute Valentine project that I did was this guy here. This is my shark piece, and this is Shark Frenzy stamp set, and then this was a Valentine. But you can see that those great seaweed dies are here, and the bubbles that I used sort of as an inverse background. So that shark die stuff is also going away. And then I had just a couple things left in my bin to show you. These, if you need birthday things, these are gonna be half price. The snail things we already talked about, the clasps. Actually, I used these clasps this month too. They're gonna be half price. So if you need cute little clips for doing all kinds of things, that's a good choice. These are the butterflies that are retiring. Here is a sample from Leanne Gruff. She used these, and these dies are gonna be half price, so they're kind of a neat way to pick up some butterfly dies, even if you aren't necessarily gonna even get the stamp sets. And then this card was by Missy Shipman, the fabulous Missy Shipman, and she did a really cool floating card here. You can kind of see how that works with those butterflies that are layered in the background. So this fine art floral paper is retiring, and then she has her die cut butterflies on this strip of window sheet, which means that they can stand up and be displayed on their own. So woohoo, I love that card, Missy. All right, and I think that kind of brings us to the end of things. Basically, there's more stuff retiring, but those are the things that are on super special sale. So you'll wanna, oh, actually, one more, the open range dies. So I didn't get these, which is, I might have to go back because they're awfully clever. And I have lost them. Let's see, I'll do it this way. Page 68. There they are. These open range dies are kind of darling, and these are funny. Thanks, that's mighty kind of you. So these dies are going to be half price too, which is a great time to add them to your collection. So when I say that the dies are half price, make sure that you are ordering the dies, and then if you want them, the stamps separately, because the bundle pricing is going to be higher the way they were originally than they are sort of on this like special sellout special. So make sure you check those. And then I just wanted to show you in the very back, I just went through and marked all of my dies that are on special, which is a lot of them. And so you can see how many choices there are at half price. So if you looked at something and you thought, well, I thought I might use that. Hi, Holly. I thought I might use that, but maybe not. Now look at this list again, because there are maybe things that you decide you just really want to add to your collection now that they're available, like our fun flamingos for the day. But the last thing that I was going to show you is these kits from the front. And I took this kit to card ministry at church, and we made all these cards to use for church. So I don't have them to show you, but they are outstanding. They look fabulous. They go along with the You're Amazing stamp set, but you could use a different stamp set that you already have. But this is 50% off. So it makes 16 cards, and it's going to be $50 while supplies last. This kind of thing at that amazing price sometimes sells out really quickly. So I wouldn't wait to add this to an order. I would, when the sale starts, oh, it started 3 minutes ago. I would go ahead and order this right away if this is something that you want to have, because I would be surprised if it didn't sell out quickly. And then Flowering Cactus is also retiring. The Flowering Cactus here isn't on sale. The refill kit is 10% off, so a little bit of a bargain on that if you wanted to. Oh, and here is a Flowering Cactus. This is one of the cards that I did for a video tutorial too. All right, so I hope that you guys are excited. Oh, look, and the one from the paper inside. I hope you guys are excited about the retiring last chance product list like me. I think that we've talked about a whole bunch of different things in there that you might want to consider taking a look at. The catalog actually retires on June 30th, so you still have some time, but know that some things are while supplies last, and sometimes when they put a really amazing price tag on something, it goes quickly. So I will sign off now so that you guys can go and check out what's on special. Link is in the video description to today's supply list. And you can also go to my store at LovenStamps.com/shop and link there over to shop with me. So June hostess code is posted. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and thank you for watching in this afternoon time. So, all right, happy stamping guys. Have a great afternoon, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.